Hello and welcome back to PSY-POD, the podcast about nothing, the podcast where we bring local people for local vibes. We're just like helping someone on the street because we're not assholes. Anyways, who do we have here? Could you please kindly look into the camera and say hello to our local and international fans? Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Purba, I'm a wheelchair user, and I'm nobody.
Kuzuzang Pula, I'm Yintin. I'm also a person with low vision, and I work with the Disabled People's Organization of Bhutan.
Okay, we'll get into all that and more when we begin. So live from Juno Studios, PSY-POD starts now. PSY-POD. Okay guys, quick question before we start. Are you guys trying to go abroad? Are you trying to find the right English exam to go abroad with? You might have considered PT, IELTS, TOEFL, the usual gang. But have you considered LanguageCert? Well, in that case, our sponsor Chhundu Training Institute, or CTI, might just come in handy. It's officially approved by the Australian Department of Home Affairs and already accepted by Australian universities that Bhutanese are already applying to, so you know it's legit. But here's why people are switching. First, the flexibility. You can literally reschedule a test up to 3 days before, or cancel and still get a refund 14 days prior. Second, the evaluation. Your test is marked by real people, actual people, not robots, not a cold system judging your life decisions. And honestly, the biggest game changer. If you decide to take the test today, you can book and sit for the exam within 24 hours. No long waiting periods, no over-explaining your whole entire life. Plus, it's the most affordable English proficiency test in Bhutan at only 13,000 Yultram. For an example, if you compare PTE, it takes up to 2 months just to get a single test slot, mainly because of limited seats available in Bhutan. Meanwhile, CTI has 23 test seats for LanguageCert, all in one location, the largest test center in our country. So no waiting, no adjusting your whole life and your schedule just to take an exam. And recently, PTE has also been proven to be a more difficult exam. So it's your choice, PTE, IELTS, TOEFL or LanguageCert. So yeah, faster results, more flexibility and a system which actually works around you. LanguageCert exams, smarter, simpler and student friendly. For more information, contact CTI to book your test today and sit for it tomorrow. Okay, we're back, and before we begin, like always, a big shout out to DOMCIIP for supporting this podcast. We appreciate your support, and also Sir Purba knows to look up. But in post-production, you'll see a lot of names flying. These are all Japchor Bimi, which longer the Japchorpas, I don't know what the word is. Our supporters, our members, our podheads who support this podcast. So thank you so much for supporting this podcast. If you want to support this podcast, you can do so by pressing the link in the description and become either a podhead or a podhead pro. And you'll get perks such as this. Float Bay, shout out to top, member-only posts, early releases for episodes, badges when you comment, and also the token of my heart. You get a lot of appreciation and also gratitude. So much thank you. So and also you can upgrade your plan by pressing the link again and become a podhead pro like these people again, but now they're bigger because that's different higher realm, God realm names. So these are our podhead pros, and if you want to be a podhead pro, you can do so by clicking in that join button and upgrading your plan, and you get perks such as all for the podhead perks, and also you get special shoutouts like this Facebook and even more appreciation. You can call me Saikon, which is my childhood nickname. I don't know. It's up to you. So shout out to Rabsel Lhendup, Rinzin Wang 6741. Kukum Tshomo, Tanden Poops, Elo Bello, Norbert Digital, Karma Zimba 9121, Pema Samdrup 639, and Susan B. We appreciate your support. Thank you. All right. Okay, before we begin, just a little touch, like Sir Purba and Sir Yintin have mentioned, there are people, Bhutanese citizens who are living with disabilities. And a couple of weeks ago, I got a message by one of their colleagues saying they wanted to do a podcast in order to promote their fundraising campaign. And also with that, I thought it was a good opportunity to let people, because audience, I'm always looking for interesting guests to talk about different perspectives of life. So I think living from perspective of Sir Purba, there Sir Yintin, that's a different perspective too. Yintin Sir, because our co-host, as you most must have known, which is also coincidentally Sir Purba's friend, is Kilipinso, and he also is a person living with disabilities. So I know a little bit about living with visual impairment, but maybe Sir Yintin Korakhatul lagi more sunje yedo, and also na DPO big khatale mo, maybe what you can talk about your organization. So we'll get into all that, but just to get to know you guys better more, Rana, so let's get to know the stories there. So who do you want to start? Sir Purba or Sir Yentin? Nah, Sir Purba, let's start. You weren't born with your disability, Mola. So let's hear, if you're willing to share, let's hear about how it happened, and then we'll take it from there then.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me start. Hello again. I was in college. I graduated from Sheriff's College in 2019. I was in my final semester when I got into tragic truck accident.
Truck accident?
Yeah.
Truck tani
I was a passenger.
Okay.
And
okay.
if you are someone born in eastern part of country, you know how fun it is to like
truck
hit any truck ki jabka right back.
Okay, jabka.
Yes,
Okay,
man.
okay.
On the load.
All right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Final destination. You asked people you asking
Yes,
for
man.
it. Okay.
I challenged God for that.
Okay.
So I know baby, right after exam, the next day I got into car accident, and I was declared dead for like.
What happened? Babe, can you describe
The truck accident.
Truck it off the road, hit some other car.
No, it was off road. Yeah, man. We were climbing uphill.
Okay.
Suddenly, driver lost control of brake, or I'm not the technical type of guy in anything of that and such kind. So, truck started coming backwards, and I thought like pick up lane dance beyond. But suddenly, the truck toppled, and I got buried under the truck. And
we're upside down there.
like tires Taka, baby.
Oh my God.
And I was right beneath the truck.
Okay.
So when I fell down, it was my head first. So I tried to get up and tried building. The truck came on top of me, and I got folded into half now, baby. That's how I landed up having two of my backbones broken.
Okay.
And it's spinal cord injury. It's called paraplegia. So I'm paraplegic. So anale, I was unconscious for about 48 hours.
Okay.
It was in Nganglambi side Navate. Okay. And the first referral I was made was in Nganglambi hospital. No? That time I didn't have any physical injuries, so they kind of just kept me there, observation, baby. And by morning, my brother-in-law and sister, they walked whole night to get to Nganglam hospital.
Okay.
Anale, I was referred to Chhundu Training. So anale, the moment I got there, they declared me like hope raminuse.
Okay.
I heard they gave me like 2%
chance here
of survival.
Oh.
Anale emergency na baby, Guwahati refer baby. After 72 hours of the entire darkness, I got my consciousness back.
So got you airlift baby.
Ambulance. That typical Indian ambulance. You know, like like where there are a lot of mosquitoes.
But you're unconscious.
Yeah. But
Okay.
but mostly unconscious.
Okay.
So by the time I gained my consciousness, I was like doctors declared me paralyzed, like half of the body.
Oh.
So I was there for like 2 weeks. I came back. So that's how it all started.
Okay. All right. So we'll get into more of that. But so you're born to describe what it is. Technical term
so middle age na by birth na baby so probably the na we na ya chen mito kaloni mishizu no charo mishizu be mo so mishugi thickness ta various ani recognize be mo la san by birth na the mito thoinga mathonga I mean hema chungku be de nam sim mishibe but later na class ani primary school na lo pe chala be de delen class na jo ro teachers ki temi pa black punar dimidi mathon ani be dele ngi challenges standal face bin ko chono bola delen ngachi hema be chin community na pha ni doctors and so on be check bin to bola san nale refer be delen chamchi shule te pha khaling menseling na lapni ko kapsi top chila so maba history lab ko chin la sha tu but ani that conversation chui be dolo thin dong noi la
so the mission power you come to
-17 la
-17
yes
both
yes la
power 17 my god mapo so that in terms of the vision to mena or is it like black spot shape
with the help of a glass that anim chi chaw yub de thome bala but ngi condition da ani charu kilipin so ngachi ngi di halam same ila so kilipin so exam je bechen bio my UPI was ngi di high my UPI ila so ngi I said yes so deteriorate pe dire jodo so probably to the 30s na but 40s 50s kam china hip the completely blind jo ngi 100% sure ila so ani bi
so the kilipin so the sir you think get more difference
that mapa ani technical term membe ngagenem simchi mishibe but kilegi theka heb the zero even class dance nem sim chuni mino badamo but ngigi di at least ani class top the improvement achi but in case ngagi constant ani glass the use ma biochin nerves low ni ni gi neng hadulo sa an betul completely blind jo ni gi high chance lo ani kachmani constantly use ma biochin
okay alright so mapa chunga keep the more ani parents ki recognize binu instantly or did it take a few years where the khati mu mitu ken
ani na da ji zombe so ani later part na cham chimbe apadai ke nam sim but ani gachi tawdre mitu chumbira ta do me ba so ken mingra ikhalu nga cha sho bikalu de chumpi sila ba mola chumpi sera de ani weekend ta on la telen ikhagi mi chu ngalu fan so ya nam khali nam du jo mi sere mi to thoma so mi to chum ani beta to gi story le sha du la nga ya chiri tam me la
so until the number ni mishitsuni gi mo mystery and when did you get diagnosed at age
ani the age not exactly ani remember the bemiswe but ani 2007 nalu nga pha 2006 nalu khaling munsiling na juni ko kaptap churan nale so hema check baby bodol the age top 13 nal jam diagnose baby zum chi do ani no some tam dalu delen pha khaling na refer be delen khaling lu special hapchi delen 2007 le nga misuni ko chila so ani gandhi -3 le ko chiba misigi power di and now I'm wearing -17 la
so antem 3 into the tonga
Tom sere dato ane no sometime the chileben disadvantage if zum with the help of SDIP devices I'm now too much dependent to my SDIP device mebala so without my spectacles so I can't see well mebala so anyway dulu chiru jani be chapsa chi jore mishi chebe de ko bela cuz asin chapsa himisu without any glass so anyway dulu anim chi dula.
All right. Before let's talk a little bit about DPOB, but before that, and sir, purba the sir yindi khatule general question sheet together. Okay, so for sir yindi the school time they know what more, but sir purba the after college memo. So similar question, different answer here. How was it like in school? Hardest challenge gets the school na with the visual impairment, and then sir after getting the news that paraplegic of the more. The Layo se begomo, how was that in your going through head in terms of profession Taka? Okay, so maybe the sir we can ask how was living with this, getting into a job, how was that process and how was that thinking and then experience gara and share
okay Anidi dachi labda sumbe the accident happened when I was on the verge of graduating so accident happened baby I took 2 years medical leave.
So graduate be must
be I'm going there man.
Okay.
I was bedridden for 2.5 years.
Oh shit.
Like
okay.
With diapers, everything that whatever you can imagine about someone who is bedridden. And then I decided to get back to life after 2.5 years. So I don't know. That's crazy. They did miss mind. So I didn't know how it would be possible for me, but I kept on submitting applications every year. From the first year, diapers to be own and the college kept on denying because Sheriff College the all infrastructure in the accessible mivate, and I think they kind of felt not ready as well as like might have sympathized with me also. They couldn't give me service I kept on extending the application, but I made sure I applied every semester. Till after 2018 I did the application again. Extended 2015 happened every day. Any time they came up saying the same like ngachi payment service, and I said I asked my friends around to help me, but they were like 1 day 2 day they help they have their own lives.
Online payment
Basically.
Okay. Spoiler. Okay, sorry.
The unlike they were like Charusuge 1 day 2 day help but it will be really impossible, inconvenient for them to be there for you every day because class they have their own work to do. So I kind of wanted to give it up, like any college kitty. And then that's where I met with the principal of Dragso. Dragso lape Chishawatin. And if PODHEADS don't know about it, it's a center where they provide vocational training and life skill training for children with disabilities. So Pajo Bebe, I enrolled as a student, vocational student.
But in the college just honey better they get you look
College na method because I really wanted to do something for my life, no? Because I was not satisfied being locked up in a room. I was really done with that. So I went there. I enrolled as a traditional arts and painting student.
Oh, nice.
Thinking about it, it's kind of happy moment as well. But any time how I felt like was you're on the verge of graduating, and then you have to go back to that time where you are starting again with pen and pencil. Bell ting ting love to chapsa jo ting ting love to learn to German and children with disabilities line na do assembly baby. And then the principal gi shout out to him. Koi gach love to learn alu. Chu graduate pe go se. Why are you giving up love to? And I give him a lot of bullshit. And he was like, please convince the college to allow you to do online classes. The attendance, physical attendance, teacher and penance lab. And I approached the college, but they were like online classes. It was pre-COVID, no? COVID maybe him. And they allowed me to do self-study. They let you internals so internals presentation my class test and I did self-study and I took economics. And I don't think it's really advisable for someone to study at home and go for examination. Econometrics, it's mathematical economics. And I'm really bad in maths either. I made through 4 modules, but that one module was really difficult, man. 109 for the exam.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, man. 2 years take graduate 2019 graduate
Okay.
18 June 19.
Okay.
There are top career. I was doing painting on daytime na Dragso student in night na college student one day I was doing Taka paintings. And then right time me Dragso headquarters gi founder the executive director found and she was like and I said I'm Purpa. And I gave all the backgrounds college I'm on the verge of graduating, and she was like, do you want to work for us? Of course, man, like no. Then I said, okay, a job I was that desperate, man.
Okay.
And then I gave up on any painting that any arts day. I started working for them. I worked for them as administrative and accounts officer for 2.5 years, 2021 since. And then I wasn't satisfied again. So I kind of applied for any RCAC exam, graduate PE. And luckily, because of COVID, Mongarle allow Benidubadani PED.
Okay.
So stars ani align jodus massive. I did my PE there. The anale their parents ni matang singa timpu RCAC chaba. RCAC chaba timpu rongo
Okay.
And then my parents shop chabe nga Dragso lab joins lappe.
Okay.
I booked a ticket and domestic I flew alone. Then I PE chapchi
Flight no
yeah, man.
Wow.
That was my first flight.
Okay, nice.
By the time I was seated in the aircraft, I realized I forgot my bags. Attendance and then paying guest hotels book first time.
Okay, wow, you got some balls on you, okay.
Thinking about it, but I don't know, that time the desperation.
Okay, but no, that motivation overcame the fear and more rational thinking. Go on, please.
I APH any RCAC exam. So ranking about the merit wise top match. Also, like I just did it honestly because I wanted to let the people there know that now that we need to step up our game because personal disability is a home mess na pepe. Also, if I made it through, it could have been like an added point for me, but I couldn't. And due to Banara, I meet with them, disabled people, so and then Tatunga Labes again, internship and I applied there, I landed up getting selected. I gave up my career in Dragso.
Okay.
I kind of felt like past growth minus. They are doing a really great job, but it was not really for me. So I gave up that regular job to intern here. Then that's how how I started ani the lana I started volunteering for disabled people's organization resource person kongatti juro address baby joy bera and then ani the career gi beginning di
nice
humble beginning
yeah great story okay so you think now back to school mein koi chi perspective school ki Gadis the experience of the obviously I feel like jab jo baby say you know about this me zamatum say che dom along the way let's hear about that
story di lasha you sang you time halam chi charu gi zada geru living another name semi chi ani me but dachi gi story achi incomplete ya so no bala ani by birth na le halam age 5-6 cm na lu achi me to worse ra do mengi gi me to di so dele ni doctor to gi diagnose baby dele na Thimpu on baby operation GP so anali me to actually improve the bala so an baby loktera primary school na hapni go kap tap chiba malu so primary school na hap baby dru ani same challenges face me ani bodulu datu no some dam dadi ni ICT dru yearly ani tutorate be ra jodo me ba so ani bini digi delen anale teachers tak pochi ge labya labmela wa yuntin chani be mate da khaling semi chi special hamni yu char ana jo chins dele chile no som ta be bodulu dru ani gandhi famous singer like ani keza doji sir da dr zamo ani zumbi dele nga achi karish thop chila wa imbe mo nga che nga chachi jo bil haf ki mo se dele anale achi apatai lulab ni ko chui wala apatai nga ta khaling na joni gi ko kap chi na sa silap saban apatai gi nam se nga pham be bindigi wa che gadi bitani sa chemi to lejumi mi thome naral hapta nga chi da chi khara dui da se chi khalu ta ma to phema de dele nga chip za achi ani kachu anger show be on me dele apa da I khorani no som ta ni gi dis sha sha on me delen one fine morning so I apagilap de ya long ta ga chini chachi ma principal base jogi se primary school ki principal diganti headmaster la me botamola headmaster base jogi se la be ma headmaster base cha be bodolo ta alu ge ni mitu le jum mi thome ta khaling na special hamni ki chi ani bela be ni mitu be se ani be apagi jude la shu delen wai imbe le jum me khonam se me ngachi community nalu or ngachi school nalu ani challenges face pe me chara chachi jota sunde ba delen bha samdu jongkar hichila samlo hiptelu diga ngaji phampin chasimi tani be shani suye te hotel na jo machube tela pha ani kachimo ani tam kachilongo ani sabji baza se ani booking site nalu ani lamdu na dharamsala so an alpha ni vidi me delen anal de dele nabozum chika duru zonkha ki du da chika chegolo delen du be sa cha be dalu na principal na call chap muslingi principal da chika call chap be lo labdalu that the prescription dan su ko ngachi nalu direct chu nimis delen hemagi men khangi operation be mi prescription dan chun ikhagi mi chi be binde apadai gi kati dan jin be ni mu kati garam mindo delen lokti la kha bi zo pha kashmo mongalu moila mongana omdalu delen ngara hema operation be mi doctor da afina du te doctor gi tt delen loktira reject be dele nga khaling nu tan dai so khaling na hi the biggest challenge is the kachi face be che hema ma loptana deb de mi gi lej me ma thom be di sa di khalu khaling se mi di ngachi I le de se sa ta rem be bindigi first thing di charu ga ya mi ni ba som dalu da yimi chu gara charu mi gi ma thom cha cha be be dalu ma ba sem di ka tok to I ria dal hapni da chinese chu gara ani sap me especially the doctor gi ding alu directly suni minu but later part na lunga gi she chipa sani badulu ani gandhi ro doctor gi da advice ka situation braille hapo ani alu di se la be ma doctor gi principal already ani inform page anu ba so ma hip chi actually dinga gi tatoya ma mi gi thomi gi gu di chup hap chup but at the same time the braille hap ni hap chup bala hap chup di chup ani be badulu ani gandhi nga gi ani gachi na mashebe but khongi braille hap chu dinga delen hapchi even class 10 12 gi board exam dan chu gara braille na being agi so I mean nalu challenges the lash of his piece on skip be jagi so datogi condition nalu nga kashmo datogi ane DPO gi organization ma hi nandu nalu thete that the board fee collector be ane kashmo snooker chese ge sakon nala pha zi lab be thete construction of pha mito mathonde biru rangi living ge denle chi chaje bege apatai din nyam chui mola so and moreover apatai gi alu sere bomshora nga be bindigi sagi che top be te gachi lab be tai but that mapo cheating aje karma me mola so ane be that koi be the raya person with disabilities are the khalu the labi su gi sagwe that disabled people's organization labi ni go khap thop be bedalu mom exposure thop ni go khap thop chi but challenges the in general the ompu kinchin so the chika dewata ma muslim na lo khaling na lo migi ma thom so the chika de be lesha story pe be chin ngachi malu di the nima school na lu muslim gi lobdat na lu so ngachi nima achi nim ka tok to yibe de ngachi achi re thomi chu gi lejime thon digi migi ma thom se ngachi ki jong ba but chiru ngachi thete light join do ba dum light option do ba sa any time na lu migi ma thom su ngachi ki jong te khong hostel da ani study room le fa hostel ta yang chi hostel le fa study room na lu sa ani story di le sha yu la challenges the lesha but at the same time andi migi ma thomi be gale curiosity dan so lesha oni du bo so diga story be lab gani diga ngachi senior gi an char chumbe ngalu di an zum happen ma be but diga ani first time ma khalinglu ani light heavy ga me bala light heavy be so charuchigi hemale ani karin thop to bongne me kho experience chi thop be te charuchigi so charu completely blind lu lamna wa charu ani karin thop dulu nam se me ka to feel be me wa se lab la bongne me ba delen charu nam se me curiosity on te wai ka sum ye ka mo ga de be thop me sen chachi we chen ani apna lo plug point no chin delen thop se lab la bongne me ba delen charu di la kha be chance chenu de sebe mathoplo last nadi chance me ma ani kabut ki me na bomb be me hemo sani thop chino ani chup chitelo khotu koilo so ani so actually information ani hemale lejume majume ani blind so achi that kashimo orientation and mobility me bachin curiosity nam sem create be ni la and ngagi thedu somdati ngara achi low vision be tatugi bane with the help of glass as a thoni di ngagi as a careful vera charu chuda chika charu be and bindi anim chira challenges the face mabi
okay all right to we'll get into more of that so moving forward ani now since na serbuni kishlo with this DPOP khatule whatsapp mo na jenu mo so can you tell us what is disabled people of Bhutan and an organization nam gutsu and gachi gidan le gutsu ga
yes thank you so much la ni the DPO ki the somdadi so initial nalu da chi zumbera in terms of ngaji disability ki community Bhutan nalu ta wachin so khaling munseling ya 1973 nalu established pen was ani badalu in terms of education compared to other types of disability the blind communities are much more advanced in education in bebala so ani badalu thimpulu on bebe the challenges ngaji person with disability in general challenges gazume face mo ani badalu blind community ki chachi initial na chikha de so achi the blind association chi choge ngachi the register under kashimo CSOA nalu register be zoge se ani chachi nok samta be do lok tira khonra lok tira nok samta ni go kop chi thomna ba sa ani badalu wa membyo ani in terms of education we are advanced sa ani badalu ngachi gi ta in general on pukin chin gara gi den le nok samta be organization ji so mita ga sila because in the challenges the deaf ki community na be challenges so bidu ngachi blindness ki community na so physical disability ki so intellectual disability ki so be dalu so organization separate pe ro ya so mi chudong an be chikha da to kokablen be so the chikha so ge sila be 19 actually labini de 2008 lera go chu no kho chikha de discuss pe be but register under CSOA the 2010 November 26th nalu register ya so so analydi so now our slogan of the organization is nothing about us without us and is by for and of persons with disability imbala kazochin initial nalu established Pema a group of persons with disabilities and datugi current situation na de birunga je management level or board level na de birwe maximum of us are persons with disabilities and we are working for persons with disability windigi so by for and of persons with disabilities and datugi nalu we raise our own voices to the community and we identify our own needs and we advocate for the change in la Japture se mabo that in general the supporting the government lu supplement be mi badamo la so government gi mai hisu gi sa gona lu pebe chin ngachi disability related ta government gi side na le job chor dan so le sha tu pebe chin inclusive school yi telen healthcare services ya le sha yi so yeminale so now in general ta ngachi disability na individual disability disability na lu so needs so le sha yi bindigi government gi karana de chap me so one badalu ngaji initial na lu hema ani Norway le ani khaling na lu principal jumi and Mr. Kipin is semi so kongi ngaji organization na lu establish pa do kongi be japchur be ni ko chuno ba so an bedo datogi na le so that of project chachi phased out yasi but loktera jini ko chu wi la so an bedo operational cost an chudi ma Norway le Norwegian project le support bedo and activity based dance to the INGOs like UN agencies ta Delen Save the Children Bhutan Foundation Delen some baby international organizations to support baby so tato animchi yila.
All right. So how did you get involved with Chika and then what is your role of the
resource person?
Resource person. So what does that do and how did you find TPOB and how long has it been?
Anidi it was when I came to Thimphu RCSC Java. Analu there was kongi program chi dois artisanal. It was on policy orientation kilani. Analu they called me as a spokesperson sialu. I was given 10 minutes ki ani slot chi. And on time that was where I contacted him like the koi na PowerPoint presentation chi lapte ba. There sir sera kholo calls up koi presentation ke de. Ani di framework tani you can do anything you want with it lo. Telenga tarmatas ani presentation di ya ju 10 minutes talk baby analu Dr. Sangala micheva he is the chairman of board of directors of ani disabled people's organization analu koi after that koi lapte why chs vocal do ngasi go ms lapte but informal baby and I was really flattered the senior general of mese and then I started calling him the Hemagi a former we have new ED but Hemagi sonam sir lappe cool constant call chap please involve me if you have any events going around lappe. And then he kept on involving me in any trainings, Beru, then policy, and time we are working under any disaster management guidelines. So I involved BB and Kochika and Chika Kolit BB. We started taking over disability equality training. We did a lot of disability equality training across the country. Policy makers and like frontline workers like taxi drivers, the police so it's been now more than 5 years 2021 I'm still doing it but fully depending because I have my own job but whenever needed coaching baby and involvement more than but I also do a lot of technical things like pro bono baby because I actually believe like working for the DPO is like working for ourselves. Eventually it comes back to us like I do a lot of funny proposal concepts to say baby like could discuss baby. So my involvement is more on technical side.
So when she training is gym, what do you train to people? Example 9 and
okay.
Train me. What can you train you?
So we start off with understanding disability the first.
Okay.
Demystifying all the assumptions, the myths. So
crash course in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes crash course.
And the mamas the jingimen. And the crash course. Okay. First, we try to define disability as a human rights issue because, and then how we do it, Analu, we try to differentiate, give clear distinction between our impairment and disability.
Okay.
Because the vacuum that we have in our society is disability equates impairment. But that should not be a problem in society, because we are equal members in society. Society should have some way where to facilitate our needs also, but we don't have that yet. We are still working on it. So Anali baby, we try to we try to make you understand that impairment and disability is two different things.
Okay, what is the
impairment is like, okay, I can walk, and if you feel like, oh, walk be that's the problem in society, that's impairment. But if you go one step ahead and say, why
ramps
staircases do the problem that becomes disability.
Okay.
The problem shifts from person to society.
Okay, got it.
The Anale baby, and we have a lot of models of disability. In a story baby, and then Anale baby, we train people how to talk with person with disability etiquette semana and dilam nam jate hum made disability how not to do no dilam nam as in dilam nam member just like small things like how to interact, how to talk, how to treat someone with disabilities, and how to cater to needs of diverse disabilities.
Okay.
And then we also help people like towards the end of the second day. Disability equality training goes for 2 days, by the way. End of second day, we help them, organization or we help PSY-POD with strategies to make it more inclusive for persons with disabilities. Now, much in like, as simple as where should someone with low vision sit? How would you adjust the lightings now, lightings for someone who is on a spectrum, the autism because they can't really sit here, no, like in front of all these lights. Because we can't do subzone now. This is
okay, all right. Okay.
Summary.
All right, got it. Tomorrow, sir, you mentioned any drive. They need to TikTok there, social influencers and sure artists are promoting that. So I need drive to get you more. And what is the purpose and why you think people like that and all that?
Thank you. So ani just clarify because so first thing is not a fundraising because daji sargi sunzumber daji question baby de mapa ngagi link pe mashewa in general. So the organization itself is kachumata not really sustainable. Sustainability nam samchi me bala because the donor driven bendigi. So donor gi that come changes junga la mishwe. So in case donor gi da ngachi da nim chile face out ya si che the charagi sustainable because so chintelen lakha chapni me bala. And we are doing for society ki ten leader be dalo. So achichi the ownership be the or any responsibility ngachi community ka halu pobis nodi. So in case ngachi ki and type be miti kashimo so the future ki tenle and moreover ngachi community nalu need komile ashe duba especially severe disability homebound disability chimnali chikara then matsumi. So ani rangi toya rangi khana mahiwa charo phama pinche gi charo begumi and some members lashe bala. So an badalu ngachi as a organization for persons with disability lab jabe daro kho ngachi community nalu ngachi gi charo be matsu bachin jegem system but and bindigi. So any membership drive we are targeting 10,000 membership type pe so animchi thobachin at least way ngaji disability community na 100% to as for ngaji census ki naluta biochin the 2.1% to la disability ngaji Bhutan gi data tawachin then ngaji health service na tawachin 6.8 which is equivalent to 48,000 plus to la ngaji community nalu disability mi and wedulu at least the purpose chi ngazum chi biochin at least I would say mild disability or any kachmo moderate lab na mashi. So at least ngaji donga hon ngaji no midi lab to be mola but anism lab matsumi ngaji community nalu the ralu rights kachira yudira biru that lab matsu donghalu ten matsu demile ashe dubala and badulu ngaji khonchu empower be at least khonchu gi life independence on gi kokhapchi lashe to say so and badulu darigi ngaji membership drive begomira ngomara. So community nalu responsibility take be chuni gi chi. And second thing the at least persons with disability ki community nalu asiji detok to chi so mitsu kwasinoti and in general the anigi lessons dikachi use chin totu ngachi gi the needs to be accessible go velo or information any challenges and some face pe so ngachi community legend hami go but in general no some legend tamachin. So disability se odolungachi ani kachimo ani partiality mila even the high level of position na user nga disabled mi se la mi shwe badmo in nga nem se mi nyam chungi boring san bedalu nga lo disability mi se la mi shwe badu san bedalu. So anzum ti galoi happen be ni so datolera so nabu chotu bi kachira benigi ani kachimo ani power dar changes so mabe wachin the future nalu. So raya apigi sa ko na hibdalu that same challenges that puba nga face with some bekoya face beni me was and wedulu ngaji future ki tenle prepared be kopti important to was daching ki link be wachin ta ngara lu doctor ki ngalu information de mahi but nga khaling lu jo be special hub that ni braille dance will have shares ju but mo sani wedulu ani braille digi that dato ngara no some de I'm well prepared for my future me bola completely blind jo dire be nga khimi because now I know how to read and write braille. but now na brothers umchi kadimchi ve che completely blind jo chin che gi acceptance level na kadimchi na deonga ta tulab mi she bade so or physical disability aso kam lamjo mas chin toru che gi yan chin nga suicide beni or gachi beni semedi why because ngachi community ra the ready minu bade mola so ani badulu community ready gi zoni geng khuding ngachi karolu phobe so ani gi angle level so now we are driving ani contributors member type be midani
so that the members comes
dotogi nalu mabo actually within 1 month nalu ngachi 10,000 target be but ani too much ambitious yas no so dato nalu 1 month plus as if the 1,000 plus the huge la
okay
huge dato mabo ni the register be me register be me yula and register be me so that in general anything ngachi sustainability da delen ngachi disability ke community nalu livelihood nalu support peni ki issue ba but anidi not necessarily in terms of financial support manandira pedibre so technical support or some sort of the ngachi disability community na I mean organization itself is led by persons with disability being na achi less exposure iba so ngachi community nalu mi che ding chu sum bedol yalu chil pha chi hable pha jo be exposure thome le shayong anuzumi ki replicate beni ki that at least idea chip chindira bedibere is a support for us meba so anuzum gi request ye be jakobela dari
okay that's so hopefully people who are watching and to
please do the needful
do the needful
but let them decide when the podcast should but then I will put the links and all in the what you call in the description below but in order to understand more I think because ngagi I know time since nagimo you wanted to have this conversation now we need to get disabled people of organization the how going to get the most so we get a little bit of touch on that but I think what mainly what ngagi perspective what people need to know is personal stories so you can give us a touch on all the other people who are living now 2% of our population so with that being said anchi duwas because ngai charo kilipin so he doesn't like this term but chinigi sachin chinigi gade gaunga meka living in Bhutan ngai chilong mena that to life ngai chimitse or the state we're in whether it be with glasses or whether it be in a wheelchair whether it be using braille more they do be get more the resume la do but sometimes might not go right way saying is that magile the answer to go the more how do you feel about that anchi lovely
already it's pretty tricky because again going back to impairment the disability ngai chhe me legi impairment because we are Buddhist ngai anidi I don't mind not yan che ngalan long made chi che ma jani bird me anji ki ke prachar chong se yan sem ji ki ke prachar chong that le kho se I totally get it because anidi I don't have a stand ngai point from no what argument but disability the same le man living id because clear distinction the chilap chima ngai impairment could be same le it could not be and more the disability it's what society created us for us the barriers for example I will give you example more my China I have never been there but I heard the story and center chi dubate it's shelter employment for wheelchair users so everyone is wheelchair users malu and khongi pa office ma na gokhal jiuchi ra aran wheelchair ga height na be imagine you going there it will be difficult for that's your disability that the disability level it did not be like someone who is rolling on a wheelchair like me mathomi and it's him man it's our responsibility it's society is also and it's him lady that's how I say it but mas question so
ngagi pe dibira ma just to supplement what he told so dachi labs mindset ti imemena la gazo chin dachi ngaje phubagi labs bira ani gachimo models of disability so annalu so types of models of disability annalu tawachin religion model talent charity model social model the medical model say talent right based model se ashe was on with the religious ki model na refa tawachin so ani be ta ngachi dari mi gi ma thomi di chengi mi le che hema gachi be an ngagi thore ma thong se labni di gi dari mi to ma thombe ki lo or gachimo da ngagi sem chin chi se yan phap chi se ben shinale cham chi da to ani be ki lo se an zum be ani mindset me bala so ngagi example be la wachin ngaji da charity model na achi ta shape ki to kala ani hema migi mathomi ni hemchuna lutiru job ani gi hemati da charity model so the disability sugi de gara hla chap pe zaung se ani be notion chi du ba tomola community gi ra ga chin ngaji disability sugi ya hlai ra za zaung ni me wa diga so shule the blind community na le ani migi mathomi khoni hemchuna lutiru job e do me ba so that is ngaji nyo ngana tiru le sha yu the restaurant na job to chi za gi mo ngaji nyo be se la be jojo me ba but pha gogi chaw hip chi de le waiter gi gachi be mo sorry we don't give donation la be godam shop melo so ani di gachi mo zo chin da at the moment ani miki ngachi ta ompukin chin so thomchi wa khon di che ani kachmo hamo me se ani zum gi notion du bala ani zum pera so da to gi chenge mi le ya so gachi chi ngachi ani yu bi chin te chenge mi le se zum me da gadim chi be achi extraordinary pe be chin duru pe be lab go be ngachi da kamgi patoko mi pema chring zemi chi wadmo ne famous im badi ngachi gar gi thong sein so khozum chi ben oi ngachi gi lab gi be ma chumi kamgi be mu sanki nge memory se mira membe se so anzum believe do badela so en ganya be ma chumi phachin nalu anibara the bed region chi imagine then ai chenge mi gi le gachi be da be na mo chi se so ani be differentiate be da me bula so nga gi ge do da chi khabe zo be la bi da ngachi ani achi chi chuen ani mi chu yang chin thu community dong so ani Baby ngaji pha dokha chu game bana ngaji ekazati zemi chi yobatomo sani haya disabling la binga mito chi mbi what operation me so ani tame ani me asi legend no some tan to me de khoi de mito chi re be but kholuti ishibi gi chen du bala so kam bi re de jap bi re bi de ro kachung kaplungi kholo se nem se me ga no sa gati thujina sa jensuni gi nibachi do bala sani bodolu ta ngachi gi mi anzumbe differentiate be da bachin de higher hana le even change re te ompukin chen me batal mi to ja ton tv do bi mola sani bodolu answering ngaji thinking and mindset
chiu de mame wa de kin me maam
me maam bedolu da achi da ne challenge da to achi
da me de
me ngaji da chitang mi gi ma thong me ka so ngaji community nal ta wen human beings ka mi to ni bi chamchi me zalen mi to sumir wa yan mi di dos se me se long ma de mula sani bin ki ani angle le lab la ni sani bedolu Zora mindset imbes no me gachire be de so chenge mi le se di achichi da phumagi da chile lab demo so chehema gi gachibi ga di lab ni mi but toto ngachi as a disabled be de ngachi exhibit chenge mi le okay but what is next the garagi no samdang go ba demo la mi gi mathom ba chin ani khongi challenges gachi do ani gi problem so gachim solution chebi chini gi geng khuding ngachi community no pop me ba san be lu ngagi ani chishuni and daji ani labdulu charunga jinsaji ampuga chinre o cheri gira
Kilevin really wanted to tell us to tell this story and charity model but this was not the first time by the way ngachani black sheep women ani dong khali footpath jubo
okay
anale ngachi phone cover taw ju mo phone cover taw ju la pe
spot na
tale khoinga phi be ju bade and if you remember ngacha alpha lam ju bade bake baby so yum lam
okay I think I know
very bold ani impression chari bade ko ab denu se cartoon chiba shoe box chiba bebe de phat joda de mi to ta be joi mangasni he was pushing me the logom da ben ngadi yasiba kon ta jabe dele khogi ani wallet ten be ani 50 annual drum ten be ma jin be bade kon box to days wa ana to days mongo no chu lo se mi to ngal ta be lap mismal mongo no chu dele ko lap da mi to aja mi to mele jeme tap na sa be mi to choral hami me legere mi to plus and if days are na ma apale ma to so he thought ngachi pa lam ba ons no me and he was looking right on my face and I love the look and mi gam jongo pa so then like
not as dream
and first time hang agidi like when someone sees a wheelchair user you see a beggar that Bhutan na de
person ngai de me choi de ngai de me choi
depends on any day but majority
ngai de mam somle che beggar ID card ji ba singing competition ning thong de la beggarese no me
Chettri sir
me I support these people want to sing more but I don't like the organizers do you know why khondus la mi ba mo khondus street na ta mo senam hal me zum vote tam last to the gar organizers to so I'm telling this all you singing organizers too I know what you all doing too I think mom less sound okay and that's my hot take but keep me
chachingale oi sani 까지바베 서로 잡주 지나는 슬랍 델레 아니 모기 잡고 아니 두도 모이 미체 아 샤다 좀 딜러스 ngalsi mahalos 라이르 나 더블 콘숨네 디말레노 샤다로 또라 자오만가 탈리 자오 주중이시 아니 홍콩 마켓 게나
Interesting. Interesting.
A lot of stories.
But like going back to the singing competition, and you meeting on one, but it was late night. I was drunk. But through hand like sometimes when I see situation, I jump at it. Sometimes I am meeting to be honest. I said, "Kitchen singing competition." Then top Shoutout hand the Nentagi demo. Leisure meeting a kitchen demo. Tell me do it. Insult us. Then get you in demo. You're here to ask for a singing competition. Like she can't get even a mission blind the genius to more. More, yeah, that's silly.
Deserved.
I deserved, but then only for insulting people. No, cheating me goes not with them. But okay, anyways, going back to topic at hand. So cheating is more the stories are some interesting share the war. So yeah, share a few then. The first I started get there as soon as the mother Chungwang is much stories interesting share be the chigi the chat is share be about any restaurant I deny be Purbagiga refusing donation also. Azume similar stories are me this chica interacting with normal people. Kikole stories mega.
Story saying any ngadi actually low vision and low vision bindigi. So first time timbu he mostly I stay with any blind community in the so usually the migi nongwa migi thong mathon shinale or ampu kenchin beshinale Chai Tuni do Anzumbe say the Anzume Tumitups and non do the guys actually as a human being more check out of it they go no do zumbe one book into it they go no chance that go no meeting a genome so jorative bending as chachi blind community chiruchi share jujuni diga dying you were dying alwa she bebe dele haji duruchi blind especially blindness so then is everything in a toy so dying alwa jo everything diga ngi charuchi ngana seme ani base gashilong ani hemalera plan baby on me ko te ngaji charu gara changthung bebe de ngada achi gutna won ba sound give so nga chimna job de game chara zob da lab mes lab lo charuda so ani charuni di achire thomechi ta nga chimna job diga review na de ongbala so review na de bebe time 30 na one day chiga charu ko long de wa zo so show wa nga lembalo ya ya tuk tuk la be majo te ma sabji bazar lenga je kanto bi jong diga ni duru ma pa chanthuni gi tiru di du de nu gari ani text na jo ni tiru minu so text go ja ani do so sabji bazar ge chao hip chi de charu gi lat wa yin te nga dari ma doji bi me lab de oi nga achi nga me ju be de du zum bira nga gi duru charu lab ji oi nga ji hema dang phu gi agi dang gi lab ni do chiru nam nu manim chinalu same ka tu gu ti tam machin nani chani ma lo me se same ka tu ti matan labji ya slab this ngaji chimgi chaw hipchi hema ni nga to chimgi chindagi ulura construction ji benebe ha tipni na chi do pujanu se lam gar block yasun delenga charul labe oi channel ache zukhana diume ngaji ta mitu jauchu chaji joni min chani joni min atara jogo nga lam se gi me che talu des labe khoi jaswan gaji be na ma ko completely blind delin white kin se wo che gi she dong sa ni white ani kenji ba sa ni kengi thokor so numchira aba doi thokora bodri sikho tangala chimene da chile samsung temple sung se labe be se nga ga be te ko tendemi tenbe side na jaisa cha achaste nga aba lam se chai be talu hi yendenga chi zagalo nga chi zagalo so lama time drop one dream anim china de numu me ga mi nga chini jamji oi nga achi gashi la ma shi ga wemo zati nga chi zani lapchi ko mit thondo zombira nga shede de sachigo dellengi cha nale ani charele chiptini go zuime delmen hema labe dan ji marinde shanga pitanko 피땀 자오진 자때 칠라 빼nga 코 피땀 빼nga 족존이 비 어인등아 게두비로 와이 치 게두비를 남들 남는 많은 친애들 마비라미도 모르 자이 타임 드롭 원데 제가 가사길로도 미기 미자니도 되게 가시미로니 뭐 자이 할진으로 아니비 때려 치료 받침나 해비니데비 나진이 안날에 참시 참니디 저도 당진가 저도 당비니디사 charuchi razi we chanra with the chapter jojo joji and kachinji do and polji do chu do me tumchi chanda lam ni do why migi mathore me lejara thoni do lo khoi labda phachu dum dal me bani do de lejara mi to mathore why me lejara thoni do we dari lab me se
Interesting. Okay, sorry, so I'm sure you have many stories.
Allah, need a lot, man.
Top 5, top 5. Cheap better. Love the top the head.
Dagana lucky man.
Top Dagana, let's go.
Daganalu, Analu, project in chicken juju.
Okay.
Sanalu, Dagapelagi to renovate bedem in the town. So, yeah, Bagotans to what the Dagapelagi town. So, dinners are juju. Telekodi. Restaurant chi nana taw aise babuji nana telengai just speak pe jam chis go khale ane bebe like I wanted to check and non step mindoga arrangement ga duga se taw ji mi chi thoi singa phale khan taw chi jogoi se wa tir ta ngim tengai di chika jonde singa sa ji bis tengai la pazemna la anzum shebe typical agidagi jumna tiran sobe anzu be anzu big loas wa
okay.
How Thomas through?
How long is
I'm a beggar man.
Okay.
And Dele took 100 times you miss. Telling Color, why, Tino to cheap the Ocomas, like Cajevelo. 100 times you may late most joy. Palmbiji was Mambiji. And something he did. So the Namsami funny, Namsami, but interesting thing, like Colaptimi Share Jones, like a Jumba. Like Karakin Joda, I met people who got really emotional saying a wheelchair user in the karaoke.
Okay. Kola chet home be emotional.
Oh, and the media hip means la Pema.
Oh, Kola same shit.
I was the tables demo and that side man like
I'm up in one way more empathetic do more compassion. But another way I'm not here sad. Why are you sad more?
But I don't mind, but Anzum interesting happened beyond but like the wheelchair is also the Konde affect you don't like and build up Yastusta immunity and Sunalu like react to be but it happens every day.
Okay, so good way to transition. That to Chinese sugar Atsilola Bidu, but I feel like Chini positive attitude do. Some people in the same situation might be depressed, world, I hate the world, why me? Anzu mentality they don't. So how have you guys both developed a positive attitude? The immunity as the more the surgery love that no I think that Cherena Simi to Sanzumi the more the Chari Benig say Cherena self pity self worthless the Mimeton. So how did you guys get that any positive attitude in life? That's what was it true? Himalaya day or the new chicken say where and everything to happen?
Nazum Chibiochin Hemati Noila, so Mitoni deep jode so joy. Nimi Lumo. Kadibi Dongamu, Kadibi Biongamu, future Nalunga, Gagita Ongamu, Science Metsagi Omova, so Tete, the Jil of Zomera, so Suicide Binilo, Kachi Binilo Zemiso, Omeva. But now Dato as a social worker or any organization Nalulabi Bedolu, so persons with disability that Shatachika interact Bebedolu, Rawa Dabe Leshadu, Rawa Chobe Lesha Yvdolu, so Nachigani acceptance level only do what the Chilla Zombero. So acceptance level legationality, Ganye feel Benimula, Gachilla Brulap, Gachberube, but what we want is to make it more inclusive in the community. Say no baby. So Tony Tshenyemi, Gateka, he's a Naji no midi labdre daila. Baby the as a community and a Kashimo that labimichi baby dolu. Patsu Jodibire or Mitogi, Gachi hotel chitomaro, Api hotel the exival do me. Apiti exival minus any same or minor and so similarly maparang so any nature of the work that TV jodong so yaluchi piving charu yaluchi pa senior citizen labimi konsugi lam kacho agidangi tomchi ohangi agidangi the gagi dance bedo comos and no need to was any zumbera so disability ki naluanga any najera any visi telen mom any ombukin chin interact bendigi so acceptance level nam high asunula so kadachi khara labi and moreover exposure like Japan da shemi Malaysian nalepa jo and zumbe Jimmy Ompukin Sujiga and a Devatapni go up top Windigi. So Nagi any acceptance level Gira Jodozum Tommy.
Then sir, probably get them. Sheila, sir, you mentioned you're being bedridden for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're being taken care of. So, how did you get to the point of saying, the down the guys insult damn me, I'll make something of my life. I mentality get it.
Already bedridden with it was really a dark phase of my life because I lived that 21 years of life without disability and impairment baby, and it was
attachment
mama opera tele anale sara na job otolu denial na amli suwate. I really wanted to walk again, no. Till I kept on pushing myself, like really just be on my physiotherapy. Till I sense and then I kept on going hospital. 2017, 18, entire year and yes, hospital to same way. Then at some point I realized, am I not wasting my time, say, trying to be able to walk again? I made a point, pact with myself, where like the lab and I think it's a good thing. Mindset like even if you don't have certain form of impairment or challenges, you are still going to be sad at some point of life. You will never be satisfied with your life. Because I'm on a wheelchair, people think that I'm sad because I'm on a wheelchair. But that's not the reason. I have a lot of other factors going around. And wheelchair, it plays a big role in my life, but that's not only thing that plays a role in my life. So I try to focus on the good thing. We meet a lot of people, person with disabilities, like not that is love to him. And compare baby in a way better place in Dubai, then it will be really unfair for us to keep complaining about life when people are wishing for your life. Why? I kind of moved on from denial, and it was really difficult. I was even suicidal, and to make it light, suicide Pema I could not stand up to hang myself.
Okay, nice.
Maybe that might have stopped. Yeah, man.
But the men no, sorry. No, don't keep teaching. Don't teach them how to. No. Okay, suicide is not even the last option. Life is worth living.
Okay. Jokes about Anzum Day, but drugs to job. I saw a lot of children with disabilities who could not even who could not even fit themselves. I was in a way better place there. I started to look for better things, no? Like hope. I took a lot of risk. I think at this point of time, I don't feel sorry for myself. It's just that when people treat me like a beggar, some treat me, I'm not going to lie. Why? But again, I move on few seconds.
Now we know what are the services around us, so in community nalu, so and especially for persons with disability, the services or the registered organization like ABS, Ability Bhutan Society, the Bhutanese Stock Foundation, the Takso, Pensem, the Royal Society for Senior Citizens, so organization so that the Kadimji Ranism Chibiri, Kokap Chididu, Chapcho Chididu. Sani badulu bechup masup dira dachilap zambira rampa or yibdalu, so let's work together to make it more inclusive. There are no sometimes any biomobile, but in general no sometimes hema ni high school na depdalu charu chilap de, but ani gather nien with any do say completely blind chigi lab me why ngadi yentism jimmy to thore to the consum wiki ngad kachmo Kora independent jobs we mo san bedlu ngayani bi joni gi chi retu bis no te ngi level na ben ngami to thore ngagi pecha malhabre at least ngagi taxi driver ji be be gachi drive ji be zani go kap this no, but without disability mi to kalu ganya ken mi sugin kho ampu ken chin so de go kap le she thop ni du ngaje ampu ken chin be retu bis sani bi dula mi community nalu
outlook on life.
Ma pani mi gi rajra, like example the daring let's say I'm having a very bad day. But actually, to be honest, ingi kam khasam basul kam doom be mo kam na di mo. Kam na tip sa di. Mapadana na mo sab kasi proposition ka chip like I shouldn't even be complaining about my kam. Mitremes as it makes you feel better me was it. But ani asichi mitremen na because rana sa you have your own struggle, you have your own struggle. Tangagi ketchip tip zani khora ne situation is they'll just keep going compare they june na mo. Mapa ani point ni june be the just no but I'll go back to it. Ani sa koslonga.
Like, question like without disability, like, do you think you are happy all the time? Like,
no way. Of
like,
course.
Even if you don't have, like, even if you are not on a wheelchair or not blind, you will find a reason to be sad.
Same way. The me billionaires who said you were also wondering the sad. If you're sad right now, just buy some country more or whatever. Problems. So, I think we discriminate thinking that your problems are bigger than mine. Koi problems are much bigger than mine. Remember what the more? Ranasi problems also.
And in general, so ani ngaji community nalfa awareness ripin, sensitize ripe or ani policy level nalo advocate ripe, kachim advocacy ripin be batalu. So ani ngaji juder and juila. So chora most important thing ngaji mental diraim beba. So Miki mathondre bedivire mental di strong yeba gaji lejume yeba chinte that rangino midi betsuni gi gokap duba so and similarly wheelchair na de bere so ngachi gi same khamdira lejume yeba chin gaji betsube but namchu magoria so dro same khamdira lejume yeba gaji betsube but ta mitto thome lab lejum du kam lejum du namchu lejum du the same khamdi hing sansam me bachin delen rangino mi be miso badala so an bedulu ngachira bedibere ani mental di achichi that strong be sha gop tanzim be give same di hing sansam ja gop important to say ani no me so
ani I was to that point I look back to boy so nga khats kem meme kem catch both to like pyam to ani di ngagi ni what you call lying so shit okay I need to do is like these days, sir, like mental health problem it's coming up a lot of these days. People with all mental illnesses, mental health things, autism, bipolar, even ADHD, small things, which I think almost everyone has. And so we talk about the podcast, I think a year or two, and we were talking about depression. So my point on depression from then and now has changed, but now something changed. Actually changed. So depression is a state of mind. Like example. Yeah, the coffee motor, same she. While someone will be like, coffee motor, came down. Like simple, like, the calm the lumber more down the more. What to do, I can still do that. But some people might be like, no, life is over. Mentality. So, my opinion then about depression is a state of mind. And you keep feeding yourself dark thoughts, they might play the same shoe. And if you're not willing to atichi wear, atichi nan the same mother, then my player.
Circle
more because you're not willing mindset not to help you out. So I said if you're not willing to help you out more, then shida, then next life try again lapchis. If you cannot this life come to try next life try. So give away lapchi, but also some people cannot take a joke and it's a little bit harsh to hear it if you're going through depression, which I understand. But sometimes we also get bad days, same shimi days no for no reason same shimi and no man. Then you think why let's get ourselves the whole. So fine. So opinion because you're living with I won't say bigger problems, but different problems than normal people. So when you hear people like that going through depression more and people with victim mentality, feel when you're in the situation that you guys are
in. Difficult to answer question. Aniti, I think first of all, I always think that no problem is small problem. Like you should not really compare issues with others. That's my coping mechanism. Like that that will be really painful for you, and you will never understand what I'm going through. So you don't have that comparison basis, but and like small things like not being able to drink coffee might trigger some thoughts. But again, I agree with you. You should find a way to deal with it. Because you can't waste your time feeling sorry for yourself. Because I could be dead by now. Like, pinches 3 years gave us a moment. So, but I stopped there, like, okay, that I should find a way, like, I should stop feeling sorry for myself. I need to get back to life la bebe. So ando man I think it applies the same to people with mental disorders, depression you this way. I have been there. I'm still there. Like Hema, I was on antidepressant, bedridden with the blue, like, and then I was heavily dependent heavily on the pills, and then I had to find a point where okay, I need to stop this. It might be difficult for me, but I need to find a way, baby. And I started all this like arts, this music, this yin, and so it helps, but so at the end of the day, it's all in your head, maybe. You need to find a way to get out of that space, dark space, and feed some positive and the insights. I know me.
Nice. You say anything?
Computer की language is copy paste.
Copy paste.
Wow. That's a shortcut is my better. Control C is full form is very thanks.
Like even if Cheregi personal life related baby, me so that let's say you meet someone who's depressed. That's personal, not like you guys, not like saying your guys right way or their way. Maybe their method of coping is blaming themselves, blaming the world, victim mentality. And maybe
in general, ngagi advice advice but lived experience. So usually, personally, I always think in positive way. Like kachira happen bad thing happen why. And it na the legend joining it and say sane bindi chi number one. Number two so I always compare with other people in Ila. Always. Because they compare. I always compare. Ngagi compare, especially the compare bedolu betang duba yalu chidi the bebejin khonga da bebe chupi nga de golo ani mema. So bebejin especially the ngachi depression gachi le tendi top me bebejin nga bebejin mitum thoni digi so depression top me so chi delen rang lo happy with Joseph Lesha to Bibijin Ama, Jaigong da, Malifa Chotochin, Rao Joseph Gamji Dumola, Dariting, Achizani Tony do, Consudi Darizan, Tamazanimi, Tamazan, Nabazanimis, Anibiduba, Sanibadu, and never compare with so Rangi that the Gachi happened with the so mental storm with the Gobachin Che, positive think Bishina, so Regenda Chica compare with the Lejumi Migi compare Goba, Rao just see me the Chica compare with the Rachi, strong top Nikidan.
Compare with worse people, that's the solution.
Toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity. Toxic positivity will get you out of depression, okay?
Okay, that's what I'm feeling sad today. Let me go meet.
Okay, I'm feeling much better now. If it helps some coping mechanism.
It does.
But also
individual method, coping mechanism. Interesting too. I like it. Really honest answers. Thank you for it. So Akanchi do well now. So, what are you two very grateful for, even though you're living with disabilities or impairments more? And what do you think normal people, take for granted? First, what are you grateful for, Labda?
The fact that I'm alive, man. Because honestly speaking, I value life more than I used to before the accident happened. Oh, birthday.
Okay.
Like, we don't even realize what we are blessed with. No? We are really focused on what's not working. What's working, like it happens, maybe. But what's not working, we kind of stick on it, no? Like reflect, flip better, and then we kind of ruin our team. Today, I'm really grateful that I'm alive, and I'm also grateful for all the challenges because it really shaped me. Like, top two.
Okay, what about life? Example, nature, sunshine, music, porn, I don't know. Which one? What are you grateful for?
Nature. Nature pick up because I really love going into the nature. And again goes back to valuing it more because hemang wheelchair na mibda. I never went any trekking, hiking lo. Also, like I ride a bike, no, wheelchair bike. I make a point where weekends I take on the road, less traveled roads. I just go there. Wheelchair I enjoy that. The Hamadi Katitan, I wanted that even the Garlam this is the same shown there. That I value it more.
Okay, now go on more treks, go on more walks and treks. Okay,
yeah. Sleep near the road.
Okay, I need to share anything I mean. What about something cheeky? The grateful. That's
ngigi ani bi la so ani
Mishi.
So me get so as a low vision mula. So actually I feel positive because because of my disability I got lots of opportunity in Bala. So usually me so gidi kachi no me disabled me or me thome kachi le na so no me dachi so mera sa ani no me dani but ngigi side nality so I feel like I'm so lucky that I'm low vision so no me gazochin now the ngachi ge hab nalu ro pen go zung digi ma grassroots level the gap change me ngola anchu ka supportive to that the only thing is ngachi community nalu appropriate support services ti kadi vichin na ani machine digi chamchime ba otherwise the school na special hub dire be special hub ni go up den dibi yibinale so ngachi mi gi mathomi chubi chin machineries le go zung halam $800 900 jo mi gi machineries se individual lu nyoji me dikhalu paper chi le go zung digi be gar nyo be so nga asichi tiruta mango ba sani hub ni gi go up chi thop be di wai imeme nga mi to mathonde beru I'm so lucky that I born in Bhutan sera no mabala and the chile no some dama chin wai nga mi gi thomi chi imagine ani ki position na ma devong so no mela ga chin ya chin dark sweet thu mo chang thu ga til pha yoga yan nori cho bi ga til pha yoga so because of my disability I'm in this position se no me ani me se cheme gi senam di overflow jojo me and then bit jojo me
overyas me
So what do you think society ngachi me more normal me this more taking granted of the same answer them all like to be born in Bhutan or nature what is something normal which ngachi me as me normal take granted the chige you must have thought that when you were thinking the 21 days more granted take pay that the more than the shit I really didn't appreciate when I had that. What do you think that is? Me this normal me every day.
Ani good times good things like it remains pretty much the same because ngachi toba long which reminds us a lot of things happen no like legislation happen beyond mana but ngachi acknowledge me but we don't really stay with it to feel it. We rather get up in the morning and think about what will not work, why katachitap bidigan labe ani granted take be me and living with disability for last 10 years like I realized ngai outlook on life that's changed as to what I rather focus on what I can do whether even
what you can control
yeah man like I spend more time on what I can do than what I can't but and I also don't want to waste my time pondering about what I can change then focus on what I can do there ani di granted take be no me like chilab some normal people ani di because the chilab you always find a reason to feel sad complain about life and look at us like we are equally enjoying and because you can't enjoy your life without disability you assume that we are living a miserable life there ani the very bad thing and ani ngati impose be and some of our friends actually believe that okay we are struggling migi me thome lamjo mi sube anjum dele society fits a lot of dark informations and no mind taking for granted
that did nothing tama chu kada no sun tama chu se
video games karaoke
karaoke the granted take me when na I see a lot of people dancing men chandang
so okay now I'll give you another tricky question and much not stamchire hima kilpinsi campaign chamba de na mo shung disu na mo pokenchin mi disu mo damn into there's not enough ramps there's not enough what do you call ani roadside ani kashlong ga dani footpath because in Japan they the deva de hima de ngachi chini de look coming back and kilpinsi complain but love you memo partner the elevator na braille footpath train station you can walk me to Tsumbera as normal person also because ani kam gira guide be onsi tactile so once me thom the more but like you mentioned 2% of more na Bhutan na more was living with disabilities which is also a large number we put in the population more but when you think about shungi perspective or society perspective there are so many other problems so many other things to take care of And then when you guys think that, okay, we need some support and services, which is valid and which I feel right also, I agree with you. But when you think about Chirtang as a country more, do you think when we have so many other problems with the country, whether it be economy or the this and that more, that we need to also shift focus and help the 2% of the minority which are also suffering? So, change perspective, because I feel like only 2% is other problems. So, changing perspective,
Okay. Actually different.
Okay.
The fact that we are talking about 2% is because most of us consider that 2% as a different section of people. Remember, we talk about economic crisis. We are also part of that economic crisis. So what if when we design things or anything like that, what we include person with disabilities? We need not necessarily have to do person with disabilities. And we are talking about ramps, right? Ramps. It is fact that for people like myself, wheelchair user, we can't climb up the staircases. But for people like yourself, you can always use ramp. It serves purpose for everyone, but like, I'm not talking about Bhutan. We think that universally designed things like ramps, elevators are for person with disabilities, but it's not for person with disabilities. Yeah, man. So if we think about like nation as a whole, like priorities, person with disabilities, we talk about recovery from pandemic. The person with disabilities are equally affected, but we are not different section of people who is not affected by pandemic. No. And talking about accessibility, like it's not just that person with disabilities benefit from that thing, that it benefits everyone. The problem, it might be because, I may be wrong though, it might be because we take person with disabilities as different section of people in society. We don't realize we are also part of community, we are also equal contributors, and we are only seen as beneficiaries of the society, which is why whenever we propose for things like we are barely part of that whole day. It's like different section of 2%, 6.8.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
Okay, nice. Nice perspective. Yeah, so you think
similar copy
paste
I mean, Nam complaint so actually compared to the 2019, before 2019, or I would say before 2000 and after 2000, and compared with the much better to so now we have national policy for persons with disabilities, and we have a convention on the rights of persons with disability, which is ratified on in 2023. So now United Nations convention also ratified and policy in place now government are working towards inclusivity. Na duvala so bibechin tatonga china chegilap to zumbe ama town alpha george now tactile installing tactiles and all.
Nice.
So very recently any news BBS news na had in the tactile dance Suzuki. But the thing is the policy makers or designer ga disability community the chikha some sort of consultation so guys and accessibility dance so sometimes feasibility so user friendly so but budget dance sometimes friendly maybe and we do tactile dance recently notice so inconsistent over tactile sometimes and step sometimes hokachi friendly zone se jo hema ni hejulu story chira but the len thom dina heb the tham the action dance ka ni mi so ani lam lejum zone se khonchu group jo zone jono jo do ap hokona ji kam dance gara pumro poktanu. So ani do so dadi compared to hema view the halam development the
good positive take this way. But then again, like speaking to so many people, like especially policymakers and people in the government, corona especially the Bhutan Chirtang problem the Australia and then the policymakers and the government people are trying to keep them to stay here, but they're sending their own children to Australia. So so I feel like if you want change in disability
What he says every time, man.
What? Just joke below to me. Sometimes you guys don't understand sarcasm.
Diga ngani policy maker chilulap chise. Sarchi ngalu call develop me sargi. Why intenta di ngaji national policy for persons with disability the other policies the chika march pe disability policy me ma so suna march pe nilo. Sani policy ngaji Bhutan nalu document miru Bhutan national policy for persons with disability kidi disability kiden anchira sani so suna march pe ngaji focus kari bi thopni mo ta to policy we yudira be focus mi to belabi. Te tagamji be sar hamago chinga chachi ngaji da organization gi side nale nga gedo be ju and di organization gi side nale sa activity chi pa kondo sa kachimolo that ngaji disability community ka black magic lab be chachi disabled so jago belabi dele chamchi needs gachi do ga hago ni message o yuntan sumti ma be me sonde bala
Pani me I think Rana the problem the hamago since more Rana selfish in general human being that shima self-centered the men the corner self-serving me then no stand because a few meetings in the joy like our creative sector Taka the creative sector is now growing and doing much better than 10 years ago but I noticed basic which I think I can be almost certain policymakers and people above Chitang is very rare but kondusugi problem the shivis you know the problem they even know how to go about it but damn industry because coronary benefit minduaze and damn yemidus less more and but problem me shebe implementation ko le no samtani gara mindus like anzume example okay our problem simple anyone can relate is of a sema judumo of a well chu source chiramelo then ngache chulema jogol every day and sema na nimchi jobe ngache lamdi shi just sema lam sedalabi te julabi konsi no samchi tange me gadbe benamo nimnam benna zakatago Tell machine ni goma. So lam tenji betabe tenji. It's just they don't want to implement, which I have become also frustrated with our situation in the country, and that's why I feel many people want to leave. But that's not the problem. But in the Chhundu situation, I think you can also relate because Chhundu say Rana sigi mo Rams beru braille beru problems do, which I think they know. Konse shevesi ken konse ken any problem is implement benna mabena kona tam bemume. So I don't know why they're not doing it because that. But my reason is self-centered. No, it's not self-serving. They'll fight for parliament for Fortuner. They'll fight Fortuner toward Fortunately, no, it's not more. If it's for yourself, they'll fight. So now I think in order for things to work your way and my way, we cannot think about our service because you will think about our needs also. We will think about what these guys want. So next time, if you want to get vote more, you want fortunate chicken sideboard that if you don't get this, then fortunate more. Fortunately, no, me is unfortunate job. Chin to those are so chunga. Okay, anyways, we're going a little too serious, a little bit political, but then that's naturally more honest opinions. So, Juro Anchi, simple chila. This might be simple, but maybe complicated. Living with disabilities, how's love life? How do you meet people? How
I am that simple.
Huh? Maybe simple, maybe hard. Sir, do you have partners in life? Huh? I'm sure. Yes, sir. Huh? Mimo. Okay, I'm so good at okay, whatever. Love life, living with disabilities. Because I think that's also a question we don't think about also anymore. Do you meet other people with the same disability? Do you find someone who understands your situation?
Well, I would never go with someone on a wheelchair, man. Who's going to push us, man? No privacy. No privacy. Like jokes about that.
Question dimaba. Tiki dumo chile. So anyways, hema nga office ki colleagues to lapchiwa so nga lifetime nga nyen mi chapse. Kazajin so misena lu lakhadu mo. Firstly rangi I live with disability and nga jendota kamjibe nga completely blind ya so bachin toru kachibe jumachin henki ra dungil imbe se mongol lapchi te khongilap me onyen chabajin daung gazajin ra shuli bom jodalu aluchi bedalu rami gi mathore alugi taung tele chera shirue ro geuge chachoya alugi byong senelam duba but ngagi intention ga chitu so ngani maple ni michap so in case nga completely future na lu nga cherem be deva chin ma para blind journey di sharing ani bedolu so amsugi kadabi lejum biong gala misheve so nga devi kablu nga gi tiru kamchi so subchi soge sani tiru gi nga pham ngi phamda te the pinche chulu charu biochin khongi at least oi nga achuchi imbe mo yanchin pinche chi gi dushichi ke bi shirwe so duthena ba be mechi tamajin tup keuge chidi ma bire tup selab de demi jendi
telling no ja
but only much ba tele ban homle hantom be gachi me bete ngi ani charu gi numi so khoda chika moda chika chebe kan le delen suddenly that gashimo hemaling ngodi she just friend with the be sanim chi intasya mela so but pan homle aneve hantom be nin jamni decide be asano ko moda chika
fall in love yes yes
da chachigu 1 week plus jo chika delen nen jamni go thato sinunga sane Vyasila
with the more one vacation in
me modi
they chin your
who is going to guide them
stable membership so sano ja nas gar sam du ja Shala, she goes out.
So much love
Purvahila, such love life you got this in the past 10 years that you've been living with this. How have you navigated?
Love life kitty to begin with Hamadi, like I had a lot of that complex, no? Inferiority complex, burden complex, and so I was quite up to me. I also kind of tried to avoid it because I never believed it will work for us because people mapale as it is society now we are seen as less of whatever human supposed to be, no. But anale chip me like there are people like who sees you for who you are, not your impairments, and challenges along the way with him because I'm not going to lie, your impairment plays a big role in relationship as well, and I don't have to name it there. As simple as like date na jure, you know, it's depend heavily on your partner. Like, would your partner want to go like holding hands or pushing someone on a wheelchair? Answer your question, but there are people who doesn't care about all the things. Like, answer chip me.
Okay.
I'm telling you answer.
Okay, then let's. What is like thing like how to frame this question? Like, let's say someone who's listening right now is living with disability, whatever it may be. What is something you need to look out for? Because I think companionship is not talked about enough, but life more. As a human beings, we're social creatures. We want to spend our life with somebody. And now whether it be a person without a disability like myself and with someone with disability like yourselves challenges are different. So what are some things that you need to like for a person who doesn't have disability, you need to understand that you guys go through, which we will not even understand or think about.
Taken for granted.
And it's something someone who's living right now thinking, life so those two questions, part 2 questions, man. So what is that?
Again, it's about person with disabilities. I have friends, but he could be one of them. Like suppose you really liked a girl, and then you're really trying to win her over.
Okay.
And at some point of time, she kind of denied, and you'd be like, but the question you should ask is, would she have do I have that quality? So it should not be always about disability, no.
It should be your whole personality.
Yeah, man. So, but for most of us with disability, it's all we have the tendency to make it about disability, man. Reject with wheelchair about wheelchair, but most of the time it's not even about disability.
Maybe you're boring, maybe you're a racist, who knows?
That sense of an entitlement, and then like love and less talked about because it's for most of us like I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but for most of us with disabilities, and equally love chin ngazumi dikai goni. Ani mindset which
disability ko jada chalo lalu self esteem issues me. Chibe mo
same thing.
You can get out of that whole
I was taking for granted imagine you with that self-esteem and again being on a wheelchair then at betan and you always focus on like
problems
complex
very complex same thing me
disability last play community so sometimes the disability na ne ro ya lu chi famous jo mi mo ya lu chi tiru mi en be dalu hema initial na ding aje ta oi che da chi khanyan chap ke li jum du slap di be dalu delen de ma tu me yu be dalu the disability na play bi mi ani thom ba and sometimes ga chilong da be be chin da ga chilong
Mingten bi ure mena.
Mingten bi de. So ani me charu sane do. Delen chi de ani ngai family nang kona bi de ani do bade. Hema phubanga chin be be chin amsu da map be de be the family member chi ani om bukin jin theu chi delen khon de su da chu kaya mi dependent joy kan le ran chim no de delen ani gi husband da wife ki bandal dur pram chi so be che alu di or che gi pincha di na ngi chim na lo jami to slab delana le divorce jo me la sha dula nga chi kam ji na so pha chu de thap ta dul ngi charu da pochi ran me story re goila ta acho gi amche kha je sunu ani charu gi amche kha je sunu ani charu nuchu chi ani om bukin chin thei slab be so guys chin charu gi hamara acho gi chim na ja dul acho gi amche gi go ma tu kha je go thes Delen so ji chikha lo la be duru nujuda achuni bana tab ma do ten delen duru ani kachong thoti dira duru amchu nuchugi amse ani be ko jakob the sane be dulu achichi that ombukin chin chule as a play with zombe
and might be personality also say
babachi the personality
but ani baba terminology is jomen also like example like recently mashida in a manner you can correct me more like saying terms like cripple or blind or deaf. It comes with bad intent. And meaning as much as I try like hearing impairment, visual impairment, the paraplegics, because it might be insensitive to people like you guys. And also, one story in Nigeria, they are researching more. He wanted to talk about people living with disabilities. They don't want to see my show. So and me, the lune shimena na, me community na me chama sami desu. So I think it's good to learn more. So wangchuk is people living with disabilities. The
English
people with disabilities.
Do you know what Down syndrome is called? People with Down syndrome. Zonka dictionary in Gutho. Deaf people are called Jadu.
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 Anyway, the terminology is between one.
Zonka is limited vocabulary.
Recently, the Department of Culture and Zonka Development Najo was on Vadulunga, collaborate Piniki species, Sondela. San Vadulunga, Zonka the English terminology dance. Actually, change people to so especially in Bhutanese context namo. So, in English kidiro international level language to person language use Pego. So, Tatonagi use people with disabilities, persons with disability, persons with blindness or persons with physical disability. So person language to use and specifically for any national language na have the Shoutout, Jadu, Delen and Yoluda and so ever the terms and local languages lash yung Pumtajon Pumtangi language. So do King Haju Kangachi have been Tumpisimo. San Bedulu language local language lash but Anisu term as a repressed bar. So
also depends on the tone.
Intent.
In tone and intent. Any matter like because I know that I know from Philippines that you are kind of open, you dark humor, and Philippines back and forth with the home office and like office colleagues they can't really sit near us sing as the love the
and why are they getting upset more? Chinese problem. And second hand, how can you say that about him? Ngati Philippines ma once ane get into the meet you always bara kachiwan la mo kasum la we khoi problem me mo
that's more hurting
stuff
why ko bal never do kachi lap most lap it's like coming from that person
it's the same like chilu through gym me mai ko mentality problem is ngati ki problem me fuck y'all okay I'll tell you right now
ani like having said this formal settings na pa be wa chini like chui some person with disabilities impairments but formal settings like depends on who you are to that person also. I call him Poglight. He calls me punctured wheels. But anyway, interesting story. And one of the workshops names guys no thank you much is why why workshop dira dinga chigi meme lo like automobile workshop somera blalu pangcha jojo foglet mip jojo blalu ani horn me mip jojo anja semelo so it's okay to make joking but it depends on who that person
context more. I think my bitching humor is good, no? Because if you can make fun of a bad situation, then we want to make shit out of a shit situation here more. You make fun of a good situation. Humor heals. Ngaya mo chunga ma self esteem you mo. Ngara ken da ngara sem ga de.
I do that a lot.
Ngara sem ga me. So I do it. All right, guys. We had a good conversation. So we're going to end with a light question. Usually I ask this question. Maybe people should know. So we talk a lot about movies here. Chips also will talk. But then sorry, the movie is Taniega. Or movies Yeniega. As Kids always says, movies is Yeniega. So
what is
4 favorite movies. Which more? Hollywood, Bhutanese.
That's usually in Bhutanese time. So
4 movies of the
4 movies na lechi sorry why seminai.
Okay.
Sorry why.
More.
Oh, anigi chi delen chi di nyendang dra.
Okay.
Chi di
Cherry movie de.
ngare movie.
The movie too.
Short film.
Oh, okay.
ngare movie di ma message di lejim jong. Me ani feature film le chi di gashla nyenda dra gina disability related to ba telachi gauchakala.
Gauchak magome.
Ani gauchakala se ani
Jimmy
Jimmy gi zozo gi chi.
Okay, mago.
So but guys go the mash but main actor the Jimmy sir to ba. So ani gi disability related to in the game. So
last one
will be and last one the recently ani kashimo jen di mata ani gyms of DOMCIIP hamse me type so ani lejum thoin.
Okay, so cultural movies is not together with them. Okay, all right. Check it out if you guys want to from Rinzin. Okay, what about 4 favorite movies or series you took me?
Ngagi first one would be a Full Circle lappe. Netflix na and
Hollywood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tele Sayara. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any correctly. Yes.
Okay.
Sayara.
Recently.
Yes.
Two as romantic English.
Tele Say You Love Me.
Say You Love Me. Okay.
Norla. 3
3
years mo. 4 left mo. And 100 lappe series taiga Hollywood ki. The 100 lap. Yes. Mata biu.
Mata biu yung ya meme mo mata.
Mata is.
Ani sibi kam cha chute men.
Ana US ro kam cha chabe.
Edo mo.
Ana blind.
Okay, ba gara sambe tu. All right. Okay, good. Okay. So we talk about snacks a lot more. Snacks zanega. Snacks, chips, goram hanzumde. So I do a personality test. Favorite lays gets more color. Color to describe colors.
Ani ngadi asi thomban bin.
Rainbow color.
Rainbow color. Gay flavor the gay.
Green.
Green. Okay. Which one? Light green or dark green?
Light green.
Light green and all of the chin same personality. Okay. What about
Yellow.
Yellow. Oh, Chhundu same. No, chini animated.
Yellow.
Society Nola from the disabled community. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, last question, Jude, before we wrap it up is Ani. Let's say today is the last day on earth mo. Now bye bye khatam. Okay. Have a good day mo. The last meal is on to. And in the last meal to some time switching. Imagine a thali no to gazum sem gazum final meal. What will you eat?
Ngigina di white rice.
Okay.
From Sirang.
Okay.
Sirang Zam or something. Stick with Dele Anale Sikampa.
Okay.
Dele Suja.
Okay.
The easy the Vemsuma. Dele Ani Kachute is talking. Dele Ani Keodachi.
Okay.
Dele Shakampa Gonime as dry.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Nice. The way which beverage gets good.
Suja de. Chandi mo. Now she knew what you want to hear. You hangover the hills. Hangover the human that too much.
Okay.
I'm seeing it.
Okay.
Why go?
Okay.
Mixed babies on
Drive and soup and do
mixed babies on. So ngigi maba to na the choice me de ka lujimiti samichi ba.
But then choice is low.
The choice is
unlimited choice. Open. Genie join the jadu jingle.
Dengo.
Pupimo. Red rice with shakampa. Is it answer kanya
dal mego
kanya mongol.
shakampa in rice.
Red rice.
Red rice too. And this tunian chicken.
Dao.
Okay. Alright, simple. Memo. Chami way memo. Next thing you want to have jong aki to the smile baby.
Yeah, shakam di Calden na lugoni me.
Oh. Portions little small but okay. Alright. Okay.
Calden restaurant. Calden.
Calden se dubi.
Hema goes more accessible to you know my palames.
Okay. Make it more accessible if you want more
Yep.
customers. Okay.
Regular customer.
Okay, yeah. Last Juchi Damo, we're in the end, so thank you first of all for coming. I know it was difficult to make this happen. But glad it happened. You know, we had this good conversation. So Jura, is there anything you want to say to the audience? Usually I give this opportunity to tell them to promote. Example, artists you can listen to my new song, follow me on TikTok, blah blah blah. But if you have nothing to promote, maybe you want to promote donation drive last night, Jura more, Sunigig more. Or you want to just say anything like in general, like if someone's living with disabilities watching this, or someone who's been ignorant about people living with disabilities, someone who's the person who's been giving to people in wheelchairs, the floor is yours. Last year, look them. Okay.
No man, I want to thank you first.
Okay.
Thank you so much, man. Like, I'm a huge fan. PSY-POD not lying. Like, and like I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, glad to have
Huge honor. Then I joined last minute in Chuzek, so thank you so much as well. And to everyone, firstly, to fellows with disabilities, please stop feeling sorry for yourself. There are a lot of things you can do, and there are a lot of things you need to appreciate about life. And if you keep on like focusing on what's missing, I don't think you will be able to enjoy life. That's my core message. And for other persons without disabilities, please support us, persons with disabilities, but don't force your help upon us. We do need your help, but we don't really want you to force your help on us. Some of us we are able to do on our own, some of us we cannot. So it's always okay for you to ask if you need help. I need priority. I have a lot of messages, but I will give it up to here.
Okay.
Yes. On behalf of DPO, so I would like to thank brother again. So asichi anzumgi program na hechuwa la khachapchila inre so dari namsami conversation lijim yasi so same gaila and to general audience loading agi question use achin totogi digital world nalu so totogi modern era nalu so everyone is having some sort of gadget me badam so mobile phones TV then laptops and so ye bedalu so researchers jogi kachilap search by 2050 half of the world population will be wearing glasses low. So three of us that so I think we need to take care of your eyes in Mevala. So because in future nalu long live your ovachin so ane ngachi mitu di dance tamni kache ani nandinile so now you should know what are the challenges that faced by persons with diverse disability no samdandi give so inclusive is the watch in future nalu in case na way ngachi sagona hiptalu so ani su benefit oni ki kokap to bala san badul ani na bule place chi koni meda and second thing the nagi main message that is the organization itself is run by persons with disability and working for persons with disability bendigi so na bule support the so membership type the imbe ngachi so membership na lu type na long so bachin at least one person that successful results to the is benefit for all of us in mebala san bedolo na bule support contributing member basically garin jana se and junila
all right. Okay.
And subscribe.
Okay, guys. Okay, thank you so much. So people who are watching PSY-POD who enjoy this. If you're a casual viewer, you're a hater. Most likely you're a hater. Fuck you, first of all. Second of all, even if you're a hater or a more supporter of the pod, or just a casual viewer, let's not be too ambitious. So into 10,000 hindi more huge but my huge. Let's try 1,000. Yeah, let's make it 2,000. Just be a member, support it. If it happens, it happens. No pressure. Like more. So happen Membership so I'm not a member, but I'm forced to be because I got one now.
You are a supporter, no?
Okay. Wristband which you can use.
And any advantage to the member with the Lulasha Yunana Lupin. So as a service Kashmata civil servant in Bachin, even the Nakonal member with the so enrolling as a PIT dance of Palpe Homola and so PIT Palbinik then so tax exempted key certificate dance top. And in case if you are active member with the Vinam Delura on booking in Tesla Turung side any benefits lash you so nabu any membership can nalu ziuchi ngachi organization ki link na yu so contributing member na ziuchi so benefit tan so kahara sanul thon supla.
Okay, that's okay. I'll put all those links in the description below, which is Sir Yente has already mentioned. And yeah, next time you meet somebody with living with a disability, don't hand them money and run away.
If it
Hand them money and then talk to them. How about that? It'll be better.
depends on amount.
Last, okay, all right. Last, Sachi, look up. Thank you, PODHEADS. Look up to PODHEADS. Thank you, PODHEADS. You say bye-bye. And also to our PODHEAD pros, Rabsel, Lhendup, Rinzin Wang, Kukumbo Tshomo, Tanden Poops, Elo Bello, Norbit Digital, Karma Zimba, Pema Samdup, and Susan B. Lasso. Wait, LifeWithSonam mentioned about Jakwa background. We will customize it depending on the guest. What do you guys want? Ramps and braille. Going to ramps and tactile floors.
Him doing this.
Background goes background.
What's Japan?
Then we got distracted. Ramps and going to tactile.
Social model again,
But it's better
just
used.
black and white TV. The person on wheelchair na image ramp G steps image white
Wait, I'll combine it both. Okay, editor, we're gonna think about a beautiful future in Bhutan where it's accessible. Let's put some ramps and some tactile roads, Thimphu town, in the vision of all accessibility. Okay, that's the background. And okay, Lasso, thank you for coming. Got a chair again.
Thank you.
We had a good conversation. Hopefully, people learned something new. I'm sure they learned something new. And people who didn't learn anything new, then watch it again. I get extra views. Okay, yeah. Okay, until the next episode, goodbye. Yeah, we'll enjoy you. Okay, one clap, Chitoka. One clap. One, two, three. Subscribe. Yeah, Lasso.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.